Welcome back to The Witch on a Holy Night. Let's continue on with the craziness. Straight into it. Magic bullets, 6 like pull fireworks. Aoko and Soujuurou ran down the bumpy brick road. Their iron birds to hit a battle went far beyond mutual convenience. They had headed for the park sets at full speed without exchanging a word or a look. The way only extended as far as the park border. So they would be safe as long as they made it outside. But... crispy, deliciously cooked bread, man! Asaronicus! Speaking in pure numbers, the difference in strength was 2 versus an army. Or rather, 1 versus an army. Sorcery was hardly useful in this situation, and manpower wasn't really the issue here, since they were facing puppets.
さっきの大丈夫？上からこうでっかいハサミが落ちてきたけど。
Aoko shouted as she blasted away the monsters that stood in their path. There was no time to stop for breath, not even to look back.
なんとかギリギリ。
Giddy giddy. The Sorcerer pursued. His voice too had naturally become shrill. 5 minutes earlier, he had broken out at the siege that plaza surprisingly fast. It seemed that the residents awakening differed case by case, with larger creatures taking additional time.
ラッキー、朝に弱いタイプばっかと見た。
Aoko joked as she moved down the small fry that popped up. But then, without warning, something outrageous extended its way down from above them. What would that be? Oh. It was a glimpse at the 60-foot lobster adorning the roof of a seafood restaurant. Whoever forgot to cook that, I'm gonna kill him. Its pincers were like a guillotine. As Aoko and Soujuurou cut across the front of the restaurant, Red King pressed at the speed, keen on splitting them each in two. Bye-bye, breadman. The gate was just at the outside of the restaurant, but he had to take the long way around in order to lose the giant lobsters snapping at their heels. Waiting along their detour had been a horde of monsters, too many to count.
なんとかギリギリ。
Soujuurou called out in response, recalling just how narrowly he had avoided his head being severely clean from his body.
って前、うわ、なんだあれ、焼きたてか。
I don't know, taste him and find out.
そうみたいね。要するに下級兵士よ。
Aoko halted their sprint and set their crest into full operation.
距離7、6、5メートル。あの程度ならスナップだけで事足りる。
Standing along the brick path, she bandaged her right arm. She loosed a shower of magic bullets. Snap with one of the single action spell that favored rate of fire or power, and it mowed down the monsters with satisfying pops.
青崎そっちも。
了解。
Blue explosions boomed along the lamplit promenade. Aoko's curtain of fire fanned out like a beautiful Starman fireworks show. The toy bread man turned to charcoal.
いける。数でこそ押されてるけど、この状態が続くなら逃げ切れる。しずきくん、そっちは？
いない、空いてる。ここからなら入り口の東側に出られるはずだ。
With a magical barrage that would leave an average spellcaster, Mordecai, a spellcaster blue in the face, the novice mage broke through a siege. Meanwhile, a single bird keenly watched everything unfold. And my ass became itchy for some reason. You're welcome for the info. Chirp, cheep, 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 sharp. The moment the bluebird ascended into its master's field of vision, it made its high-pitched call. The girl listened expressionlessly to the report.
構わないわ。予想通りよ。撃つこと、壊すことしか脳がなくても、青子の魔力の使い方は波じゃないから。
The robin flapped its wings as it tweeted in response. Perhaps it was criticizing Alice for complimenting Aoko? Or perhaps it was jealous of Aoko for being complimented by Alice? Alice could barely make sense of its chirping ground. Aoko Aozaki was a novice mage. Until just 2 years ago, she was someone who grew up with no background in magecraft, and then eventually made some weird classes that helped a certain main character. I hope we get to see in all the chapters I technically haven't seen before. We see her progress in terms of how her magic is gonna work. Compared to Alice, who was raised as a witch from birth, Aoko possessed far less talent and experience. By the way, that visual novel, Tsukima, I will let Arky's route in there. I might get back to it and do all of the rest. I haven't properly finished playing that visual novel, so I'm thinking of playing the remake instead of the original. Honestly, winning was an impossibility for Aoko. In a contest of skills in magecraft, 10 times out of 10, Alice would be declared the victor. However, a battle to the death was a different story. Alice Kuonji was not a mage suited for battle. Oh, and I'm curious about the red hair. Aoko Aozaki, on the other hand, was built for it. In a contest that pitted magical energy against magical energy, even Alice would concede that Aoko had the upper hand. Aoko's manipulation of magical energy was extraordinary. The scale of her magic circuits was smaller than that of Alice's, but their rotational speed, durability, and quality of magical energy produced, with efficiency, were otherworldly. That was Aoko Aozaki's hallmark. Though she had many feelings when handling sophisticated formula, in just 2 years of practice, Aoko had surpassed Alice in simple formula that merely required an energy input. She also had genius level instincts and adaptability. Though Aoko was not particularly proficient at executing beechcraft, she was terrifyingly fast. If she had been born outside the Aozaki clan, she would have doubtless risen to fame as a competitive sharpshooter.
でも、残念ね。
In a straight shootout, Alice did not stand a chance. Alice Kuonji had never bothered to learn primitive magecraft like magic bullets in the first place. She was the classic puppeteer. Her familiars would carry out all the particulars of battle as her arms and legs. In case anyone sort of a weird sound is being picked up by the microphone, the smaller kitten is either playing with a toy or trying to get inside a cage while the bigger one is just staring in astonishment. Something like that. But I'm sorry. This is a pretty good
制
visual
限時
novel.
間には気づいているわよね、青。
And a serious one too.
魔力はいくらでも貸してあげるけど、あなたの魔弾はあと半時で値崩れするわ。
Chirping as if in agreement, the raven took flight. It had been nearly 10 minutes since Alice had made the amusement park into her dominion. Yay. To what would the green flag give birth next? Aoko and Soujuurou, still running about, would soon come to understand the gravity of their situation. That and, well, they cannot escape from this place. No. Not until the night's over.
しずきくん、正門ってこっち？
ああ、その店を曲がれば出口だ。
Running non-stop at full speeds had them at their limits. Their breath ragged. The two flew around the corner. Amusement park, though it was, this was still the infamous Kitsuland. It would have taken a high school student 20 minutes to sprint the entire circumference of the park. And though they were now intimately familiar with the park's geography, it was changing beyond recognition. The transformation was not limited to the park's residents either.
青崎。
何を？
言いたくないんだけど、この遊園地広くなってないか？
It was. Their problem wasn't as mundane as mistaking the location of the exist or getting lost in the train. No, the park was warping and twisting in upon itself. Even now, its structure was expanding and growing like that of a living creature. Soon, the pair noticed that the mob encircling them had grown even stronger. Entrusting her back to Soujuurou, Aoko sent a dollar effort just to keep from whining. No one would have thought twice if it had been just Soujuurou cowering in shock and terror. But Aoko doing the same? She bore responsibility for causing and then dragging him into this mess. She could not afford to succumb to panic.
大丈夫。落ち着け私。遊園地の果てはある。遠いけど鉄柵はちゃんと見える。フラットスナークだって制限なしってわけじゃない。外に逃げるって選択は正しいはず。現状外までは目算で1キロぐらいだけど。
Up until now, they had been too concerned with simply running. Their breathing had become labored. If they had to run an hour mile without rest, did you end up collapsing along the way?
青崎、体大丈夫か？
え？
The whisper from her behind pulled Aoko back to reality.
大丈夫だけど、ちょっと一息入れたいわね。
賛成。ここから休みなしで外周まで走るのはやめた方がいい。
驚いた。しずきくんも外まで走ろう派とは。
After seeing this, she let slip a giggle. Far from debilitated by panic, her comrade in arms had been analyzing the situation and forming an escape plan.
ちょっとだけ建物に逃げ込むのは。
That little shit.
気は進まないけど、それしかないわね。
The breadmen had them completely surrounded. And we could bring some of them with us. For a little bit of depression and take. Perhaps this might happen unless they're plastic. Perhaps this might have been a problem for an average person, but for Aoko, breaking through their formation to get to the building would be a cinch. Yes, it sure was.
問題はどんな店を選ぶかってこと。
She considered the characteristics of the transforming park. What would pose a danger and what was safe? The most important factor was not the strength or the complexity of the building.
そうだ。選ぶならあの単純さで正しいはず。しずきくん、あっち。
After looting the monsters, Aoko hopped behind the counter and soon followed by Soujuurou.
カウンターに隠れてて。
Like she was in a western shootout, Aoko squared off against the monsters using the counter as cover.
ビンゴ。ここならスナーク化しないんだ。
After assessing the current state of the enemy, Aoko set herself under the counter.
あいつらは。
店の周りで地団打踏んでるわ。理由があってね。あいつらはここには入ってこられないのよ。
Oh no, how unfortunate of them. Aoko gave the perplexed Soujuurou a grin and took a deep breath. She heaved a heavy sigh of relief and fatigue.
とりあえずコーヒーブレイクね。ここは遊園地の中でも遊びのない場所だから、あいつらにとっては鬼門なのよ。レジスターも調理器具も最近のものだし、擬人化されたマスコットもないし、スナーク化するにはちょい文明犬すぎるってこと。
スナーク。
あいつらの名前よ。つけたのは私じゃなくてアリスなのかしらね。あの子の性格的にちょっと想像できないけど、まあとにかくそういう名前。
Perhaps now at ease from knowing they were safe, Soujuurou seemed enthralled in her explanation. Aoko could not help but chuckle as Soujuurou nodded sagely. It was certain that he had no idea what she was talking about. Normally this would have irritated her, but this time she was grateful for the warmth of his strange sobriety.
それはともかく調子良さそうだな、青崎。
Mistaking her smile for composure, Soujuurou broke into a smile himself. It was just a narrow link in a chain of misunderstandings, but there was no need to redress it.
あれ？あなたから見てもわかる？私の魔弾の威力が上がっているの。
そりゃミラーハウスで散々追いかけ回されたからな。あの時と同じ動作なのに物騒さが増していれば嫌でもわかる。
So now, when can I do it?
でもいいのか？確か数に限りがあるとか言ってただろ。もう随分撃っちまったけど20、30じゃ効かないぞ。
あんた時々あれよね。
ん？
Every now and again, you seem to be smart as money. Her opinion of him improved just a little bit.
なんでもない。私の魔弾の威力が上がっているのは単純に魔力の濃度の問題。さっきから霧がかかってるでしょ？あれ全部魔力なのよ。弾を撃つための燃料と思って。
Magical energy was divided into two broad categories. First was odd, produced inside a mage's body. Second was mana, which filled the atmosphere. At the moment, the amusement park had turned into a fairy tale land overflowing with mana. Although it meant nothing to the average person, to a mage it was a paradise where spells could be cast as much as one pleased.
じゃあ残り魔力とやらは気にしなくていいのか。注意すべきは怪我と体力だけ。
まあ個人的な責任においてはその限りね。
Soujuurou breathed a sigh of relief. From Soujurou's perspective, more so than the monsters she mowed down, Aoko was the biggest bully at the playground. He had been concerned about what would happen should her magical energy be exhausted, but luckily for him, she was far from surrendering her crown.
頼りにしてくれるのは嬉しいけど、ぬか喜びよ。あんな雑魚たち、ただ動いているだけのガラクタなんだから。スナーク本体は当然として、アリスが他の童話の怪物を出してきたら、私じゃどうにもならない。
他の童話の怪物？遊園地をこんな風に変えたやつ以外にまだいるのか？
そう。プロイキッシャーって名付けられた、私たちでさえ目を背けたくなる反則。不可能な夢物語をも再現する時代に取り残されたデタラメよ。
Soujurou's expression turned to be calling her out on that hypocrisy.
あのね、私たちはちゃんと現代に寄り添った魔術師よ。できないこともあるし、当たり前のことだけど、近代兵器にはかなわない。20世紀、まあ、いろんな戦争の後押しで、兵器の進化は私たちを超えちゃったから。けど、 あの子のは違う。どんなに人間の技術が進歩しようと関係ないって怪物なの。例えばあのブレッドマンいるでしょ。あいつには自動拳銃とか効かないわよ。多分意味が分かっていないから。
Aoko casually gestured outside past the counter.
アリスの使い魔は全てが空想によってこねられた神秘なの。前提からしてありえないことだから、通常の物理法則と折り合いが悪い。空想と現実は両立しないっていうごく当たり前の理由でね。
なるほど。ブレッドマンってのはあの動く焼きたてパンのことなんだな。
Soujuurou seemed to have ignored the majority of Aoko's explanation and only reacted to the part that caught his curiosity.
話を戻すけど、あいつらと近代兵器の相性は最悪。ロケット弾でも効果はないわ。意思の疎通、秩序の共有ができてないから。プロイキッシャーにとって彼らの世界には存在しないもの、意味がわからないものは触れることなく無賛する。彼らに通じるのは同じ神秘を帯びた魔力だけっていうデタラメぶりよ。もう完全に概念空間っていうか概念宇宙っていうか。
What? They say we can eat bread?
要するにあいつらは伝承防御っていう特別なルールを持っていて、単純に強い力、強い魔術じゃ効果は薄いの。元になった童話にちなんだ欠点をつかないと倒せない。ギリシャ神話のアキレスあたり分かりやすい例えなんだけど、知ってる
？Soujuurou shook his head.
そう。無事帰れたら飛び丸あたりに教えてもらって。定番だけどいい話よ、あれ。
Soujuurou was feeling pretty lost, but he did his best to grasp the situation. He thought that toy kickshots were scary enough to chase Aoko and the puppet from before out of the house barefoot. Terribly that scene before them was the sum of nightmares. But Soujuurou had a different way of thinking. Why is she judgy though? Meow.
やっぱり
Meow.
青崎の方が怖くないか。
あんた死ぬの
Soujuurou waved in protest, sadly pointing out that she had made this case for him.
あのね、今私たちを取り囲んでるのはおまけに過ぎないの。アリスにとってあのブレッドマンもロブスターもソーセージ屋のミンチマシーンも全部が全部私が撃ってる魔弾より価値がない。いい？あの動くマスコットたちはね、ただのおまけなの。アリスが解放した童話の怪物の一呼吸みたいなものなのよ。
呼吸ってこれが？
Tongues?
私だって考えたくないわよ。でもそれが現状。たった一体の童話の怪物だけで私たちは手一杯。そういうわけだからアリスがあと一体でも追加したら諦めて。
追加ってこれに制限はないのか？
あの子が出し惜しみしなければまだ何体かストックはあるでしょうけど、まあ成立する条件はあるわね。例えば川がないと目を覚まさない怪物もいる。この遊園地噴水はあるけど川はないでしょ。元になった童話縛りなの、あの子の使い魔は。
童話ってかけそばとか？
ここに川がないのは不幸中の幸いね。もしあったらもっと直接制圧に向いたやつが出てきてた。
Aoko continued completely ignoring Soujuurou and his needs for soba noodles. Meow. Yeah, meow. Just for a little bit. It is a very small one. My sister
bought me, but she's actually now my kitten. She's my little kitty. I have 2 kids.
I'll have to do some bedroom business and run around, but anyways, we're all good. We can focus on this.
話の続きだけど、
A little bit later, I'm gonna let her and the big boy out to just play around for a bit. Yeah?
アリスの魔術の基本はマザーグースって知らないか。イギリスの歌で遊び心に富んだメルヘンチックな内容よ。ただそっち系のプロイキッシャーは怖くないの。みんなそれなりになんとか魔術にも落とし込める範囲だから。
聞きたくないんだけど、そっち系じゃないのは？
マザーグースを下地にしたとある創作童話系。あの子のお母さんが好きでね。こっち系のはどいつもこいつも尋常じゃない。私たちから見ても勘弁してって言いたくなるわ。
I would like to have this as my iPhone background.
で、この遊園地を生き返らせたのはこっち系よ。多分フラットスナークってやつだと思う。私も聞き流していたから詳しくはわからないけど。
Soujuurou swallowed the discomfort, making its way up his throat. He really wanted her to explain things a little less vaguely, but something she had just said necessitated further investigation.
待て青崎、あの子の話を聞き流したってなんで？
いや、説明してもらったのは随分と前だし、あの頃はアリスの話あんまり信じられなかったのよね。私が素人だと思って大げさに自分の魔術を語ってくれてるな、舐められてるなとか。
In truth, if anyone hadn't taken the lesson seriously, it was Aoko. She would learn that lesson firsthand soon enough when she experienced just how real Alice's monsters were. She'd also discover how heretical the Meinster witches truly were in the world of magecraft.
その聞き流した内容は？
何でも強力な結界を張るプロイだって。アリスが受け継いだプロイは山ほどあるけど、その中でもえりすぐりの一つよ。捨てられたもの、忘れられたものを童話的に蘇らせるやつで、今まで誰も破ったことがないとか。それでついたあだ名が触れられぬもの。
フラットスナークじゃないのか？
それもあだ名。とにかく正体がわからないやつばっかりなんで、一つの個体に複数の名前が付けられるの。フラットスナークはその中でも正体不明さはトップランクのデタラメぶりよ。あなたルイス・キャロルのスナーク狩りって本知ってる？
いや、そもそもルイス・キャロルというのは。
そっからか。ドジスン教授はそうね、特殊性癖を持った妄想紳士ってとこ。まあこっちは別にどうでもいいか。人によっては時間の無駄だろうし。今重要なのは彼が残した著作の方。スナーク狩りはね、スナークって呼ばれる正体不明の怪物を捕まえようと奔走する冒険家たちの話なの。キャロルらしい皮肉ばっちり、支離滅裂、意味不明、結末不在の本当に困った本で、一行は島で苦しみつつ最終的にはスナークを見つけるものの、見つけたベイカーは唐突に姿を消して終わってしまう。よくわからないもの探しに奔走する人間の風刺なんだけど、この遊園地において誰がベイカーで何がスナークかは言うまでもないでしょ。
Aoko elected not to share this, but Flight Snark had other popular names as well. The Enigmatic Island, the Five-Dimensional Plane. These names are not given to it by Alice, but rather mutated by mages whom the Meinsters defeated. In mathematics, snark is a term used in graph theory to refer to contradictory and possible planar graphs. A plane proven to be unable to exist in this world was given the name, not for an ill-fated existence, paradoxical in nature. The fairy tale monster ascribed in its name was said to hold no form discoverable by man. Aoko also declined to mention something else. Flatsaka was a fairy tale monster that could grow. It would hide somewhere in the amusement park, continuously exhaling magical energy until the park completely transformed into a fantasy land.
脅かしてもしょうがないし。
何か言ったか？
Everything about not scaring me?
別に。簡単に言って童話世界の再生がフラットスナークの力なの。この遊園地との相性は抜群でしょうね。何しろもともとが童話を元にした遊び場だから。
If this had been a business district, for example, Flatsnark would have posed far less of a threat. At most, its power would be limited to projecting the shadow of a dinosaur onto a building's window panes.
あ、だからここは安全だって。ん？
Soujuurou realized that something was wrong when he noticed a glutinous liquid dripping onto his back. She's upset that I didn't let her continue attacking the bigger one. I just can't. Without supervision, I can't let. Oh boy, that guy. He looked up to the ceiling. Their eyes met. Before he had a chance to think, Soujuurou hopped up from the floor.
Aozaki, 外だ!
Taking the initiative, he jumped out from behind the counter.
バカ、何して!
Busy trying to stop him from committing an act of suicide, she also came to her feet. Immediately, she noticed something being brought to life overhead.
やば!
Yeah, that. Nope. There goes our whole hiding place.
危なかった。
The gargantuan mouth clamped shut. With no mascot to speak of, the burger joint itself began to transform into one giant monster.
もう、なんで天井にピエロの絵なんて描いてんのよ、あの店。普通もっと違うところに労力割かない？そんなにピエロが好きなら入り口にでも飾っとけ。
Aoko aired out her grievances as she ran. There was no safe haven left. Moment by moment, the last remnants of civilization were being eroded away by fairy tales. Okay. Oh boy, dragon. Yay! The amusement park has reached its final stage of snarkification. They were not just the mascot characters that had been granted life. Like the burger joint, even the buildings had begun to transform. The roller coaster that made its way about the park writhed and whistled like a Chinese dragon. Oh boy, Aoko and Soujuurou stared, dumbfounded by the Ferris wheel, which had grown to over 250 feet in height. Hordes of bread men closed in on them as if to offer tickets. We don't need a couple of thousand of tickets, thank you.
この列整理は間に合ってるっての。
Stay back in the line, please. Lots of trinkets, sexual kick shots ravaged the park. Whenever a hole was punched into a development, it was instantly filled. It was a battle of attrition with no end in sight. But that was a matter of course, as there were few fairy tales about limited resources.
なんかどうしようもないぞ。こいつら増える一方だ。
スナーク本体を探して。童話の怪物には本体に当たる器物があるの。それさえ壊せば遊園地から出られるはず。
本体ってどんな？
さっき言ったでしょ、童話の怪物は現実にないものだって。今までいなかったおかしなやつとか現実じゃありえないもの、それが本体。
おかしなやつって例えば？
だから
Yes?
命のある人形とか空飛ぶゴーカートとか。
Y'all could pause their firing for a moment. After seeing this out loud, she realized just how deep their grave was dug. The amusement park was a treasure trove of fairy tale-esque creatures on any given day. Who could see that, well, what was impossible amidst the newly transfigured knickknacks running around?
そっか、おかしくないやつなんて一つもないんだ。
Yep.
この中に紛れ込んでる。
Hoping that she was wrong, Aoko bit her bottom lip. Flat Snark was the type of ploy that deployed about its fields. Seeing as it was commanding so many familiars, it would not be unusual for its main body to have little or even no defenses. Furthermore, if it was modeled up from a story about it being untouchable and unidentifiable, it would be logical to assume that it would collapse in on itself shortly after being discovered.
逆に言えば見つければ私たちの勝ち。そんな脆いやつが雑魚に紛れ込む。木の葉を隠すなら森の中って言うけど。
Getting rid of that monstrosity, this was closer to the truth than Aoko realized. As like if there was the slightest possibility of it being hit by one of Aoko's stray bullets, it would not dare appear in front of them. Its true form was orchestrating the park from somewhere else.
でもどこかに見えているはず。スナークは本の主題だもの。常にページのどこかにいないと主人公の資格がない。
But where? Thinking in the most basic terms, the Ferris wheel was very safe, as well as the symbol of the park itself. Perhaps.
あの子を捕まえるのは？
Her eyes opened wide at the sudden suggestion. While Aoko had been trying to come up with a plan to overcome the stalemate, it seems Soujuurou had been racking his brain as well. His proposal was a simple one. If they could not find the snark, they just needed to take out its master, Alice. Alice had not moved at all from the clock tower. Even from here, they could make out her figure draped in moonlight.
それは一番ダメ。アリスを殺してもフラットスナークは止まらないし、このトンデモが外に溢れ出すことになる。だいたい私じゃあの子を殺せないから、よくて半殺しがいいところ。
Bye-bye, Breadman. A Breadman, angered at the insults hurled towards his master, moved to attack and was mercilessly burnt to a crisp. Yeah, stay down, you Sam. The two stood back to back, catching their breath. With no plan to speak of and no route of escape, they had reached rock bottom. Meanwhile, the oddities were forming a circle around their prey. As if they smelled blood in the water? Were they to be dragged to a bakery for the oven? Instant the meat grinder at the butcher shop? Skewered and paraded around the top of the carousel? Walked the plank of the thorny pirate ship? After 2 years of slumber, they were eager to welcome their new guests.
一応聞いておきたいんだけど。
何？手短にね。今考え事してるから。
ああ、あの連中が何をしたいか嫌っていうほど伝わってくるんだけど、それってあの子の趣味なのかな？
その疑問はなかったわ。連中の人間嫌いは遊園地の怨念とフラットスナークの性格じゃない？ 基本的にまともなやついないから、アリスの使い魔って。あ、でも
Aoko was able to deny that there were some similarities.
それは結構。それで青崎の考え事って、止める方法考えついたのか？
期待させて悪いけどお手上げ。あんたが殺されれば止まるでしょうけど。
それは嫌だ。とりあえず逃げよう。
しずきくん？
She blinked in surprise at the sudden turn of events. Soujuurou, who had until now been meekly following her lead, had grabbed Aoko's hand and pulled her with him into a suicidal charge towards the swarm of brand, in an attempt to break out of the encirclement. Wow.
意味わかんなすぎ。なんで今の流れでそうなるのよ、あんたは。
Aoko nonetheless held Soujuurou's uncharacteristically gung-ho lead, cursing him all the while. Soujuurou would not be able to break through the surrounding wall of enemies with brute force, but it did a little bit. Aoko regained her bearings and let a fly of spray of magic bullets ahead of Soujuurou. He broke through the net and ran as hard as he could. At this point, all that was left to do was what he had planned from the outset. Aim to get out of the park. But not before addressing what needed to be addressed.
なんでよ、さっきはあんなに諦めよかったのに。
Aoko could not begin to comprehend Soujuurou's reaction.
ミラーハウスの時と今は違うだろ。いいから走れ。
違うのよ。あんたを殺そうとした私も、あんたを殺したいアリスも、理由の結果も同じよ、私たち。
No, she wondered what was getting her so worked up. Aoko did not stop. She told herself that the degree of Soujuurou's stupidity, shooting the red men so recklessly, had caused her to lose her cool.
あのね、一緒に逃げてるぐらいで勘違いしないでくれる？言っとくけど私、明日になったらまたあんたを殺しに行くから。死にたくないってんなら、ここで私からも逃げ出したら？
それはまた今度の話だろう。だいたい青崎に殺されるのならいいけど、あの子に殺されるのは嫌だ。
だからなんで？
だって顔も知らない、話したことさえない相手だ。
It was like someone had doused water over her blazing fury. Aoko's anger was snuffed out by the absurd simplicity of his reasoning.
顔も知らないって。
Yeah? Could it be that Soujuurou did not mind being killed by someone as long as he had met them? Seems so. Aoko chased behind him, grimacing at the ever-increasing incomprehensibility of it all. Well, maybe the more chill, but I prefer to be killed by a killed girl. Anyways, we had enough fun for this episode. We're gonna come back and another one where we're still in the fairyland of nightmares. Yay! Subscribe, anyways. It's free. Thank you.
カンカン